to you specifically about targeting. We're going to figure out a little bit more about that group of people who are in our strategic window that we need to win the election. Now, the one thing about targeting is that targeting is probably the most politically incorrect thing that you can do in the world today, because targeting really is about profiling and discrimination. You build a profile of the voters that you need to win, and you discriminate against everyone else. What we're going to do is we're going to bridge that gap between the principle of targeting and the practical side of targeting. Now, the principle of targeting is real simple, that the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. So what we're going to do in targeting is we're going to look back at how voters have behaved in the past, and we're going to use that behavior to predict how they're going to behave in our election. So all I'm going to do now in step 3 is I'm going to say, well, if 66,000 people are going to vote in my race, how many votes do I need to win? If I'm in a general election where there are 2 candidates and 66,000 people are going to turn out, I'm going to multiply it times 52%. Give me a margin of error. Technically, it only needs to be 50% plus 1, but I'm going to multiply it times 52 just to give me a margin of error. And I'm going to set my goal for my campaign at 34,320. So remember that first targeting question? How many votes do you need to win? My answer to that question is 34,320. So the purpose of my campaign, the objective of my campaign in this scenario is to get 34,320 votes. So I'm going to do a little spreadsheet like the one you see up on the screen. And down the left-hand side, I'm going to list all of the precincts in my district. In this case, I have Precinct 1, Precinct 2, and Precinct 3. Obviously, if you're running a real campaign, you're going to have a lot more than 3 precincts. But all we need are 3 to illustrate what we're trying to do. The first column has how many votes my like candidate received in 2006. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at election results, and what I'm going to see is that in precinct number 1, in 2006, the candidate who ran for the same seat I'm running for received 250 votes. Does that make sense? In precinct number 2, that candidate received 500 votes. And in precinct number 3, that candidate received 125 votes. That a message has 4 components, an E and 3 C's. And if you don't have all 4 components, you're going to fall short somewhere along the line in trying to deliver your message. So what I want to run you through are the 4 components of a message that you can use to make sure when you're communicating on a campaign, you're having the impact that you want to have.